Welcome, everybody, to another episode of MegaBit Misfits. On this episode, we are discussing the future of gaming, and with all the craziness that's been happening this whole year, we just have our personal thoughts and our opinions, and we just want to get it out there to you guys. And also, please leave in the comments anything that you guys can think about what is going on with gaming with Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, the whole nine, everything. I'm Mr. ReyRey. That's LeeBoyXP. That's Rav. We are the MegaBit Misfits. Hit that fucking music. Mr. Rav, you're running this freaking episode right now. So
blame him if you hate this episode. Let him know in the comments.
Hey, I mean, we're gonna go through a bunch of things. Everybody's seen it. Everybody's heard of it. There's a lot of crazy shit going on with the gaming industry right now. Xbox is on fire. Sony is on fire. Nintendo's swimming as best as they can without drowning. And PC is just it's on fire just because they can't afford the RAM to keep the damn PC cool. So shit is bad. It is what it is, But
he said they're on fire because they ain't got way cooler for this RAM.
Oh man!
Right, so yeah, let's go. We're gonna jump right into the Xbox stuff, just to give kind of a timeline as to everything that's happened since February. Let's just start there because that's when Asha Sharma took over when Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond left Xbox, were let go from Xbox, as we like to say. So that was the first thing. Then March 27th, they scrapped that this is an Xbox moniker. April 2026, they changed the Xbox logo and the font to the all caps and changed it back to the green logo instead
Xbox.
Yeah, they wanted to pop again and make you feel like this is an Xbox, So there's that. Then April 21st, they lower the Game Pass price, take Call of Duty off of Game Pass, and what's up?
Yeah, we was agreeing.
No, we're agreeing.
That's
one good thing they did.
And that was only 4 or 5 months after the price was raised back in October 1st. So that's that. That was one of the better things. April 23rd, they changed the slogan to "We are Xbox" instead of "This is an Xbox" now. May 5th. They decided to dismantle AI and take Copilot away from Xbox, so that's a good thing. She's trying to show and stick with the fans and the people playing it to show that even though she was the head of AI at one point, that she's not going to force that into the systems. So that's good.
Smart move, great move,
right.
Great move.
Then we got June 7th, Xbox Game Showcase at Summer Game Fest. Showed a lot of great games. Everything looked great. Little did we know, right? Everything was a sales pitch. It was just there to let people see the games, to hope that these studios can be sold off without without them saying anything. It was really kind of fucked up. So literally a month later, Xbox announced they are restructuring Xbox Game Studios and are letting go of 4 studios, which were Double Fine, Compulsion Games, Undead Labs, and I believe is the only one that they are still currently trying to sell. Or the good thing about those other 3 studios is that they let them keep all of their IP, so they're able to go independent and make their games. So that's that. Then that same day they announced 32,000 layoffs, starting with 1,600 of them immediately. And then you could imagine the people in the Xbox studio coming to work the next day, wondering if they're the next one that's going to be fired, and how those people are feeling, those developers, those game creators, those people that work for Xbox, just look at their back while the managers are just staring at them, seeing who's going to be picked off next. They're literally taking these guys out to the back and shooting them in the back of the head. It sucks. It's terrible.
No PTO for you.
It's
not even a package. Damn.
Yeah, it's really bad. They give them a severance, I guess. They did work for a big company that makes a lot of money and all that stuff, but come on, these people might not want to work in the game industry after this, after being treated the way they were treated and things like that. After Xbox invited them all in and hoped that they would, I guess, be the light at the end of the tunnel, to be like, look, you have security here. and then to really not have any security at all. It's terrible. Then I believe today it was yesterday. Double Fine announced a bunch of layoffs. They're independent now. They are completely independent on their own, and they had to lay off their people as well. I think it was like 30 people, 23 people from their own company just to maintain them being independent. They can't keep them on staff. You know, they built up. They got bought by Xbox a few years ago. I think it's like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then they had to let those people go in order to survive. You know, so it's like Xbox is on fire. You know what I mean? It's a terrible situation for these people. And, you know, the question is where do we see them going? What is the next step for them? What do we think is going to help Xbox? Do we see them in 5 years? What do you guys think?
Oh, man. Unfortunately, what I'm about to say is going to apply to like every company, Nintendo, PlayStation included, along with Xbox, is that things gotta get, I hate to say this, it gotta get worse before it gets better, if that's the case, because they took on more than they can chew when they first acquired the whole Activision thing. Like they were trying really hard to compete, because the biggest gripe that everyone had with them was we had no games. They ain't got no games. They ain't got no games. So they said, you know, we're gonna go get the game. We're going to get Call of Duty. They went out there and got one of the biggest games possible, but they caught it at the wrong time. Like Call of Duty starting to die out, and they caught it at a bad time. So it's like we have this sitting around, and it ain't really doing much. So they had all of these studios. So they got the studios that make the games, right? And now they can't even put out the games. So they had all of this on their budget that was just too big for them. So they had to downsize. I mean, it's unfortunate. And I think a lot of companies have to, especially right now, we got to go through an adjustment period. So like you said, that company just had to leave and become independent and had to let people go. So it's like things going to get worse before it gets better. And it has to be some type of shift to even things out across the board. So I think when it comes down to Xbox, as much as that's real bad that had to happen with these companies and these studios that they had underneath them, they had to shed some of that dead weight. Because if it's not moving anything, then it's not really working. And if they're not seeing, what is it called? A return on investment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're not seeing it, so they got to shed some dead weight.
Like you said, they're burning. They're trying to salvage a bit of a sinking ship. I think the ship is too big to completely sink. But they're gonna have a lot of people in the life rafts, just like that's why they're firing people. The purchase of Activision, just like what Mr. LeeBoy said, bad timing, because the whole Call of Duty thing, this especially last year, that was pretty bad. I mean, the game is not horrible, but it is one of the bad ones out of the 24 or 25 that were released. The next one that's coming out might buy them some breathing room, because it looks like it's something that's going to be back to, how do you say, back to basics kind of a thing. Hopefully that works out for them, and they can stop firing people. Maybe rehire some people, some folks as well. All the labs, the Undead Labs and the Arcane and Double Fine and what was the other one? I forgot the other, Compulsion. They have to reorganize their management to survive on their own, which is actually a good thing, even though it's disguised as a bad thing, as like they all got fired, let go. Independent, do what you wish, do what you can, break it down into different things, do the game that you want to do, and promote the crap out of it. And there's nothing wrong with a side hustle. People, you always have an individual creating a game by themselves or a small team, and it blows up. So it's possible. Xbox, the way they could come back with Asha Sharma there is downsize. Unfortunately, exactly what LeeBoy is saying, because it's going to get worse. Downsize and then restructure the management, as in, like, maybe instead of firing 10,000 people, you give everybody a 8% pay cut. So that way, at least you have the force there, but you let everybody know, hey, the pay cut is going to happen 6 months from now, to keep that afloat. Or do you want 10,000 people fired?
No.
I'm sure a lot of people would. I'll take the 10% pay cut, because I need something coming in better than nothing. That's worked in past. Some other Japanese companies. I know Xbox is American, but some Japanese companies did that before, where the main people took a massive pay cut, and they were making millions.
Nintendo
and
Nintendo's done this repeatedly.
Yeah. that they made millions, and they said, oh, you know what? I don't really need to make $8 million a year. I'm going to cut my thing to $2 million. And hey, everybody else making $5 million, and cut yours to 1.5. And that way we feed $20 million back to the company. So that way these 30,000 people don't get fired. That's the way it should be done. But in a capitalistic society, that's very rare. So that might not happen here for Xbox. I just hope Xbox gets through it, for the simple fact that the PC Game Pass is kind of the only thing I think really holding them up. They do have some games, but I don't know.
What?
Hopefully they get past it.
Speaking of Game Pass, the reason why those 4 studios that were let go, they were brought on to Xbox just to create games for Game Pass. When Game Pass didn't have huge games, they brought on these studios specifically to make games for Game Pass. They were back 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. Phil Spencer said these guys were just here to fill in those blanks that they can't, afford to make, because they want to make big games, obviously, but they know they can't. They know they can't do that often enough, so they figured let these studios fill in those times when there isn't a big game to be put out. And that's why, Kilm was put out, and these smaller games were there just to kind of fill in the blanks. That's one of the games that was put out by Double Fine. So they just put out a Lighthouse game. I can't remember the name of it right now. That was also these guys. You got, I forget, Compulsion was making. No, I'm sorry, it was Arcane. Arcane is supposed to be making Blade right now, and Blade is the cursed IP that can't get a break. Everything that they put out new, it gets canceled. So it's like, are they going to continue making Blade after Xbox? They're waiting for somebody to maybe scoop them up. Like, my next question would be, do you see any of these 4 studios being picked up by another company to be put under them? And what company would that be, if you could think of any?
It ain't gonna be Sony.
I think Arcane could go with Sony just because they love them. They got a good relationship with Marvel. You know what I mean? I think that would make a lot of sense. These are the same guys that made Deathloop. They made what the hell's that other game? Dishonored and things like that. So I think it's not necessarily a Sony style, but Blade is a third person, not a first person. And Sony loves third person action games, and they have the Marvel friends. So,
well, all right. So let's say Sony does get Arcane. Let's say they pay whatever they want to pay to get it. If they don't release that damn Blade game, I'm gonna be freaking pissed.
Yeah.
Because when I saw that reveal, I was like, yes, please. I want to run around with a sword killing vampires. Let's go. Especially an open world format or semi-sandbox open world, whatever. So anyway, so I hope they bring out Blade. If they don't bring out Blade, I'm gonna be pissed, because the whole open world thing, killing vampires, yes, I'm down for it 1,000%. And as a matter of fact, just last night I was watching a video on YouTube, a reaction video to a young lady. She had never seen the movie Blade. She's like mid to late 20s, early 30s possibly. Never saw the movie Blade. The husband saw the movie Blade as a teenager, or whatever, because he loves the Marvel stuff, whatever. And he was like, a secret movie, babe. And he put it in, and he recorded her reaction. And she goes, "Oh, what is this? I have no idea what this is." It wound up being the movie Blade.
Nice.
Everything started popping off. She goes, "Oh, this movie is awesome. Why have I never heard of this movie?" He goes, "Because you live in a little world. You live in your own little world. You have to open up your eyes and see what's good out there." And just like Wesley Snipes' first movie, I was like, "Yeah, that game has to come out." Yeah. Now, let's say, back to the topic. Now, if Sony does get Arcane, that would be great. That would be fantastic. But then most likely Sony will make everything and the other exclusive, and that would suck, because I'm not buying a PlayStation 6. I don't care what anybody says. I will not purchase that unless maybe the price is right. Hey, you never know. But if the price is going to be where I think it's going to be
right, I'll tell you that now.
Yeah. I'm not paying $1,000 for a video game console that only plays video games. No, absolutely not. Period. I don't care what inflation says. I don't care what the market is, the DRAM, blah 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 blah. I don't care. But yeah, hopefully somebody, not maybe those 3 of those studios combine together and create a whole new
that'd be interesting
juggernaut to compete with Sony and to compete at least indie markets, something like that. But yeah, LeeBoy.
Man, one of those studios made the Kiln, right? That game.
Yeah, that was
Double Fine.
Double Fine. Yeah, I think those guys could go with Nintendo.
I was just about to say that. Like
Sorry,
probably a good home. A good home with them would be Nintendo for sure because of the style of games that they make, especially the Kiln game. When I saw it,
Psychonauts too.
They did.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. That's their biggest. Definitely. That's their biggest game.
That's what I'm saying. It's Nintendo. That seems like the best place for them to go. Because when I first saw Kiln, like I said, this is like a Switch game that would come out, because I ain't gonna hold. Sorry, Nintendo fans, I'm just gonna say it. Nintendo be making games that ain't nobody playing this shit. I'm sorry, they just be making it. They gonna throw it on the market and be like, yeah, ain't nobody playing, but it's there if you want to play. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely look like a game that they may have some intrigue in that people want to invest in and play. But yeah, outside of that company. I can't really speak for the other ones. So with that one, I would say they would probably be a best fit for Nintendo.
Yeah, I hear you. I think Undead Labs is the ones that make State of Decay, and I think they were pretty much at home at Xbox. So it kind of like sucks that they're not gonna be put out.
Yeah, that was that one hit close to home. Being a real big fan of State of Decay 2. You know what I mean? To see them to have that goal, that's a huge. That when the third one dropped, people are looking for that. Ray's looking for that. Shout out to Renegade XP. He's looking for that. I'm looking for that. Because I want to see what they expanded upon from the second game. But again, I don't know. Xbox has a plan. I guess. Again, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So I don't know what their mindset, but that one was a nail biter. Like, really, them? You gonna let them go? I can see the other companies, but Undead Labs and State of Decay is a successful game. Like the franchise is successful, so I don't know.
I mean, the only thing is that all right. So I forgot who it was. Some streamer or some whatever looked into the financials of those studios specifically, and except for Arcane, the other ones were kind of like failing. Yeah. Even Undead Labs was failing because State of Decay 2 is what 10, 11 years old now. So now it's a hit.
I got the numbers for you there for just a quick percentage.
Quick question before we get the numbers. Now, were they failing because of the Game Pass debacle? Because you're getting this premium great game pretty much off Game Pass. They're not paying. People aren't paying the full, $60, $70 for this game. You're getting it day one on Game Pass. So the company and the studio was actually losing out on money because not a lot of people got Game Pass. It's not like it's this big, extravagant thing. So it's like, were they losing money because it was on Game Pass? Because,
I think it's more not maybe the previous games, but the upcoming games that they had coming out were costing more than it would be worth to keep them. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're taking longer to develop these games. They're paying all these people. They've got a bigger staff than they were when they were independent. So you're paying a lot more people. So obviously it's going to cost more to run that studio. And it doesn't really make sense if those games are just going to be fillers for Game Pass. It's not like an outside studio where they're paying them a chunk of money to put their game on Game Pass. You know what I mean? An indie studio or something like that. These guys are part of Xbox. So it doesn't really make sense to maintain that. It doesn't help them in any way. And this is why they lowered the price and put Call of Duty not on Game Pass. You have to pay that whole $70 separately.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
It costs a lot more to run. What is it? I think that's Activision, right?
Yeah.
Activision,
right? And there's two companies that do it.
Yeah, Sledgehammer, and I can't remember the third. Anyway, but so it makes more sense for them to charge full price for those games, and just maybe get rid of these studios that are just going to be fillers on Game Pass.
Infinity Ward.
That is Infinity Ward. Thank you.
They make the best one. By the way.
The four studios that were there were only bringing in 3% of the total amount that Xbox was making. Xbox was running, I think 80% of their income was coming in because of Minecraft and mobile games. And that's
mobile
crazy.
Games.
Mobile games, because they also own King. Remember, when they bought Activision. Mm-hmm. And King is a mobile giant, so that's Candy Crush and things like that, So that's where they're making a lot of their money from. It's Minecraft and Candy Crush. So they announced that they're going to be, They announced that they're going
to leave
be,
in the comment section if you still playing Candy Crush.
Hey,
leave in the comment section if you're still. I want to know your high score, all of that. Leave it in the comment
send us a
section.
screenshot or something. You know,
Did they make a Candy Crush 2 ever?
No idea. I have no idea. I don't play.
I
think it's just still Candy Crush.
don't know.
But yeah,
Angry Birds.
That's where they're making their money from. So yeah. And
I'll still play Angry Birds this day if you want.
Angry Birds is fire.
Yeah. They couldn't maintain keeping the studios alive with Minecraft carrying everybody, you know what I mean? So, and Call of Duty hasn't made the money yet. It was after the 70 billion. Then you've got Bethesda, who has put out games, but they're not successful. You know what I mean? Avowed and Starfield. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Bethesda hasn't turned what everybody thought it would be, or as far as like money is concerned, because they're skimping out on one game. And that one game is Elder Scrolls 6. You sons of a...
Or Skyrim 2, whichever you want to call it.
No.
Yeah. They put out a Xbox after they announced all the layoffs and everything like that. They put out a thing on social media about, yes, new Fallout is being made. Yes, Elder Scrolls is coming out. And yes, New Vegas is being remade and all of this stuff. And it's cool.
Damn
but
about
how long have we waited?
Games, but Elder Scrolls, I've been waiting.
They canceled.
Why?
The decisions that were being made didn't make sense. If they went from Avowed, and Avowed didn't make them any money, but they approved to make Avowed 2 rather than going with Elder Scrolls. Does that make any sense?
No, Avowed is not Bethesda. That's Obsidian.
Okay, sorry about that. But
right,
that's still a decision that was made because of Xbox. Okay. And then same thing with Fallout. Like they're not putting out games. They're not putting out the right games. Like they have these IP and not taking advantage of it.
You just said it, and not putting out the right games.
And now that they've made the decision to start working on these games, we're gonna wait 3, 4, 5, 6 more years before these games start coming out again. It's like, come on.
I'm gonna tell you why. Ready for it? I'm gonna tell you the hard truth. No one is willing to talk about when it comes to Bethesda. Bethesda has been the standard, especially when it comes down to RPGs with the Skyrim. That when you look around, they have to outdo Witcher. They have to outdo Legend of Zelda. What's that? Breath of the Wild. That series.
Yep.
There's so many great RPG games that came out after Skyrim, even though Skyrim is still considered like one of the standards. They have to top that.
And they were supposed to with Starfield, but Starfield didn't hit the way it wanted. They wanted it to, you know.
Yeah,
Starfield
they have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, Starfield needed to be the game, and it definitely was not. You know, it did not hit for a lot of people. So,
and I liked Starfield. Like I still play it from time to time. It's just too damn slow.
And people weren't willing to sit through playing the game over and over and over again to get the full story. So,
yeah, I mean now they sped it up. They added a whole bunch of new stuff to it. And the game is a solid game, good game. It would have been considered a masterpiece in like 2008.
Yeah.
Now it's just considered it's a good run-of-the-mill game.
Yeah,
right. Cool. Because there's other games that do that same thing better.
Yeah.
Like they have
an uphill
battle.
Yeah. I mean, you got to just like you said, you got to compete with Crimson Desert. You got to compete with Cyberpunk 2077.
No Man's Sky. When you're talking about space combat and all of that, and outer space, and how do you get the planets and all of that? Like, yeah, they got a whole upscale battle.
Fire, something no fire is going to come out soon.
Light
No Fire. I'm still waiting on that game.
That's going to be a monster.
If they release Elder Scrolls 6, you never know.
But they've been working on Light No Fire for a minute, and the No Man's Sky is going to be like the I would say like how Fallout is the playground for Elder Scrolls. So whatever you see in Fallout, the mechanics of how they do certain things, that's like the forerunner for Elder Scrolls. No Man's Sky is going to be the forerunner for this Light No Fire game. So I'm hoping everything
they learn from their mistakes.
Oh yeah, bro. And one thing I like about the studio
9 years.
Remember they had a big ambiguous project going on with No Man's Sky, and because of that they stuck to their guns, and it was one of the worst rated games, one of the best rated games, you know what I'm saying? So I trust that studio. Don't let me down. For no light, no fire. So hopefully everything like Mr. Rav said is that everything they learned from that game, they should be able to apply it to this new game that's coming out. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, with Bethesda, real quick before we go on to the next one is what I think is that they've had Elder Scrolls 6 in the works this whole time. Because look at Oblivion remake. Oh, hey guys, we're gonna remake Oblivion. Oh, great! When is it gonna drop? Tonight. Boom! They dropped it. Shadow drop.
Shadow drop. Yep, I remember that.
Oh shit! So they're gonna be very especially because if for whatever reason, Elder Scrolls 6 fails for whatever the reason, because we're gonna drop it on November 17th with GTA 6. Okay, good job, stupid. You know,
that sounds like a real Xbox would step on.
Yeah, it'll if it happens, if for whatever reason, if it fails, that's their last tentpole.
Yeah.
If Elder Scrolls dies, Bethesda is going to the grave with it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't even like the way that sounds.
Neither do I. But that's the harsh reality of it, because there's so much hype behind it. There's so much emphasis. There's so much weight. People are like, hey, listen, the last one was Skyrim. Skyrim was fire. Skyrim was a great game for its time and era.
2011. Just make sure we put that out there. 2011. 11 was the date.
15 years. And they re-released it six times. That's enough. Leave Skyrim be. Let people play Skyrim.
It's not gonna happen. It's still gonna come out again.
If it dies, it dies.
That's like you know how people can play like Doom on a refrigerator. It's gonna be that game where it's gonna just be playing on everything later on.
I mean,
it's gonna be. They're gonna if they do. Let's just say they keep with the digital stuff or go back to like physical media. Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be like. They're gonna have the Elder Scrolls 6 package on the front, and when you open it, it's actually Skyrim on the inside.
It's just a takeover.
It's a takeover. Back in the day with the CDs, was just like with Sharpie.
The disc is blue for some reason instead of silver.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man.
But I hope Bethesda comes out with Elder Scrolls 6. But I think it's already in the works. Because there's no way this time they didn't work on that shit until now.
It's in the works. But the expectations, like you said, is high. The expectations is gonna be
might be a little too high. That's the thing. That's what I'm scared about with GTA. Right. It's like people are so hyped that it's gonna be not as good as it might be. Not as good as what people are looking for. You know.
Yeah. So hopefully Bethesda does their marketing correct and let people know. I mean, if they shadow drop it. If they shadow drop Elder Scrolls 6,
I wouldn't do that. It's a turd. If they shadow drop, it's a turd, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. If they shadow drop that, that's a fart. It's a turd.
You got to build up hype for that.
You got to build hype for that. The thing right now is it's been so long. There's so many Dragon's Dogma. What's the other game? The Witcher series. Like I said, the Zelda. What's that other one? Expedition 3. There's so many great RPG games. They have to. Baldur's Gate 3. They have to be better than all these games because when people look at Elder Scrolls, the series, they are the standard for open world RPG. No matter what, people still talk about Skyrim. That's how you know it. They still talk about it to this day. Even though there's a ton of games I feel that's better than it. But man, they drop a turd, bro. I don't even like you said with GTA. Like they drop a turd, bro. It's gonna be riots in the streets, bro. I'm telling you, there's gonna be riots in the streets.
All right, let's move on real quick. Speaking of GTA, GTA is coming out. No disc. Sony announced no disc. July 1st. We had the whole episode that they're not gonna do this no more.
Yeah, but in 2028 though.
2028, right? So
it's 2026.
Well, I mean, sure, we're a year and a half out, so we got a little bit of time. We might get a couple of games out, but there's already a bunch of games that are announcing that they are not going to come out with this or even in question. You got the Part 3 to Final Fantasy VII remakes that they said that they're not sure what they're going to do. If it comes out before the disc date, but they don't know if they're going to put out a disc for it or not. If it's going to come out digitally only, they don't know. They haven't announced whether or not they're going to release a disc. You've got Wolverine that confirmed that it's going to be on a disc. You've got God of War Laufey that's coming out February 12th. I think they announced the date for. but they haven't announced whether or not it's going to come with a disc or not. So it's like they're in this weird limbo, and it's weird because Sony, they're the owners of the disc. They created the Blu-rays, they created all of these things. So I find it funny that Xbox hasn't said anything about it. Other companies haven't said anything about it that are making games on whether or not they're going to continue making this, because if they continue making this, they got to pay Sony 30 cents per disc to be made. So I always thought that was a little bit of funny. I always thought that was a little funny. If
even
Sony
the
decides,
disc trays, remember they own the
right, they own that whole copyright, the whole patent
so
for
the
that.
disc and the disc player, Sony owns that. So Xboxes were
if Sony stops manufacturing discs and disc trays and stuff, unless it's like, I mean, if they're gonna make everything digital, you know, it's gonna go to music as well. I mean, that's pretty much already there technically, but it's like all the old heads, and I'm including us, that want to buy a CD or a Blu-ray and put it into a machine, but now the machine doesn't even exist anymore because Sony stopped making it. Of course, it's going to affect the other companies if they, unless some company magically comes out and say, "Hey, listen, we're going to take a patent of our own media,
come out with their own
and
proprietary
thing," and then people burn it, whatever. So there's a lot already modders and hackers out there working their asses off. There's already a guy trying to develop an app that he can take out the DRM coding of the games to burn them permanently to a personal hard drive for yourself. Yes. So if you get one of those like 5 gig terabytes, or one of those docks, whatever, then you can burn all the games you own on there.
Yeah, GOG Games, good old games. They put out an announcement that you never have to worry about DRM. You can take this game, burn it to a disc, and you'll have it forever. Make your own covers, whatever they want. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like these,
and that's the way to go, because they're gonna gain way more clientele now.
But eventually, if being Sony's gonna no longer create this, if these companies Xbox wants to make the next system with a disc, they're gonna be paying a shit ton of money to Sony to do this. If Nintendo ever wants to get back into disc gaming, they're going to be paying Sony a shit ton of money because Sony decided they want to kill it. So the next thing is there's got to be either a new technology to come out that we already have SSDs and things like that for storage, and obviously, but the problem is owning the games. We don't own these games anymore. It's licensing. So
technically, it doesn't have to be a new technology.
No,
we can go back to cassettes and cartridges, and cassettes and cartridges, because they're so thick. Now you could put little mini discs inside of it, and it will hold 10 times the capacity, or 1 or 2 Blu-rays in it. They're just like a mini whatever inside. Click, runs it up. It will just you're gonna combine something new and old. I'm telling you right now, you never know. Somebody will come up and like, because they already started doing the cartridges thing. That's not even an idea that I just came.
I don't want no cartridge if I can't do this to it.
That's what I'm saying. They're taking the old cartridge designs, and inside the cartridge, right? They're putting in SSD memory.
Yeah.
So if they're putting, like, let's say a cartridge has 500 gigs for the whole game, and then for your save it for whatever, and then you plug it in, that you have no problem.
But the Switch run off SSDs? Ain't there technically?
They run off links.
I get what you mean. They run off.
They have. Some of them can hold the cartridge. The rest you need download.
Not all of them. Not the Nintendo.
I'm saying that the actual cartridge of the Nintendo Switch, isn't it pretty much an SSD, a large version of the SSDs?
Yeah, it's an SD card. It's
SD card. I'm sorry,
their own SD card that they create.
Yeah, the only SD card they create. Yes, that's the new version of the cartridge.
I think that's definitely the way things are going to go.
It's called a link.
No, there's a link.
No, I'm saying with a link to the game to download.
That's what you mean. Damn, I'm like, why he keeps saying link? I get what you mean.
Yeah, that's why I was because
you're being funny.
The game is not on the cartridge. The game's not. What I'm saying is that people are putting the games actually on the cartridge, so you physically have the media. Right. So if for whatever reason internet goes down, but you can still power a computer.
Yep. You hot swap your hard drive out.
Oh man.
No, it's an interesting thing, and it tells me a little bit about the next Sony system, where it's definitely not going to have a disc. Most likely, I have a feeling it's going to be where the plan is to be mobile, kind of like the Switch is, and I think that's why they are getting rid of the discs altogether. I think that they want to try and have a handheld out there because they've repeatedly said that multiple freaking times in financial calls and things like that in the last couple of months.
But they already have a handheld.
No, that's a streaming device. That's not a handheld. I guess you could download some games, but it's mainly a streaming device. The PS.
Yeah, but there was something that they released this year or last year that now you can play your library wherever you want.
PlayStation Portal, but it's a streaming device. It's
as long as you have. I mean, you can still play all your games that are on your library, because as long as you have Wi-Fi, you connect to the thing through their PlayStation, whatever, to the Wi-Fi.
It's streaming. And then, you literally could do the same thing with your phone. I can connect my phone to my PlayStation and play it anywhere as well. So it's not a device you need. This is not something that's actually downloading the game to your device. This is just a streaming device. So you're just playing from the cloud.
Okay. Hey,
that's what the PlayStation Portal is.
Since we're talking about PlayStation and their accessories and devices and things of that nature, do you guys remember, like, at the beginning of one of our earlier shows when I was like, Sony's and they damn innovation? That's why I'm kind of pissed off at them, because they really don't do that much innovation. They wait for everybody to do something and they try to do their own thing. This thing, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but they patent or have a filing on a touchscreen controller. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
What?
Sony owns a lot of weird patents, man. They had a patent for robotic, like an Android friend that would talk to you and play video games with you. A few months ago, that was a patent that came out. It's like it's weird.
Megan?
It's an Alexa that plays games with you. Huh?
Megan?
Yeah, it's like Alexa.
Johnny Five? Wouldn't mind a robot friend.
They got some weird stuff, man. And then they got a patent that they own a patent where their video game characters will AI create a podcast and talk to you while you play your game. So Kratos and fucking Spyro, whatever characters they own, Nathan Drake, whatever, will have a conversation with you while you're playing your game.
Oh man,
that sounds like something Nintendo would have done already, where your amiibos would actually work for you and do stuff.
Sony owns a lot of weird patents, so you know.
Yeah, man, screw that. You're gonna have a bunch of kids growing up thinking that Kratos is my buddy. He's not real. All right,
he's right there in the corner. Who's in the corner? There's no one there.
Have a bunch of mental psychosis and all these little freaking problems and all this. No, man.
Yeah, crazy.
No, that to me is like, that's mental manipulation. That is self-conscious programming. And we already programmed enough. Nah, it's not. Nah.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need no more. Leave all of that stuff alone. Like.
Yeah, we need to actually back off a lot of shit.
Yeah. Just take a step back. Drink some coffee or tea. Leave that alone, bro.
Yeah, the back to the controller. I saw that Sony controller with the haptic touches or whatever, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool, but not as the main controller. Like, if it's something you can buy as an accessory, cool. Yeah. Whatever. I want tactile buttons. I want to push the button down and the whole. I want to feel that, because
I want to feel it. Yeah,
because like when you're looking at the game, you're playing, and you feel nothing but smooth glass. You're like, okay, where the hell is my finger landing?
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, unless it's gonna affect motor skills. They're trying to make people stupid. They're trying to make everybody dumber. That's what it is. They're trying. You're gonna have a kid throw a ball in their face, and the kid goes, huh? Think, and the kid like, no, catch the ball. Motor skills.
Yeah, they know
Sony took away the buttons.
It's all because Sony took away the buttons.
Oh man, I don't like that idea at all.
Sony didn't take away the buttons. Apple did that first. Think about that.
And then even Steam tried to do a controller like that. That was all smooth with the rubber pads.
I'm sure there was a patent or something back then.
The sad part about that is that one may think that, it's a great idea, because we do it all the time on our phones. But think about it. I think every time I've texted someone, I look down at my phone. You know what I'm saying? I look at the buttons.
And I still misspell shit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much more controller?
Mother.
Autocorrect, all jacking the message up. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, great for patent for something else, or maybe like Mr. Ray said, an accessory for something else, but you gotta have the physical controller. Like I think they've done enough with the trackpad. Don't the PlayStation has the little trackpad on it?
Yeah,
so I'm
the
like,
touchpad,
yeah, like that's fine, but like to remove the buttons completely from the controller, where it's just
and
like you
we
said,
gotta be honest.
glass. Nah.
Anybody who's owned the PlayStation controller, that damn touchpad is just a giant pause button. It's a giant pause button. That's all it is.
It does nothing. I had it. I was using it for the PC for the longest time. Now the controller is a great controller.
Yeah,
but if you were to ask me, how many times did you use the trackpad?
Nobody uses it.
3 times in a year.
Yeah.
Dang. Even when the game needed it, I'm like, nope. I can't use
the map. That's it.
Yep. You make you make it. You map it a button for something else that you need that you barely use, and that's it. Done. Yeah.
But isn't that used for like interactive games too? Like for example, what's that game? Until Dawn.
They forced it.
They force it,
and that's first party studio too.
Yeah, they force gaming studios that, hey, this is the feature on a controller. Make a game or make parts of the game puzzle wise that you have to use the trackpad.
Right.
And they're like, now we got to come up with new mechanics. Yeah. And some of them are okay. Some of them are just like, oh, swipe over here, swipe like this.
That's why. But again, that's a first party studio making that. That's why they did that. If it was a third party that game was going to come out from multiple studios, they wouldn't even bother. You know.
Damn. Oh man, I missed the days real quick. If I could just say this real quick while I have the floor real quick, is I missed the days when innovation and smart thinking happened across the board. And I'll just mention one game, Metal Gear, the first Metal Gear on PlayStation 2, I believe, where you fought Psycho Mantis and he literally read your memory card and told you like you like to play this type of game. And then I'm like, wait, how did he know this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he read your card. And there was a point in time where you had to unhook your controller and put it in the second player slot.
Same thing.
Yo, bro, come on. Who thinks of stuff like that?
Doesn't Kojima still do that in the Death Stranding game? Doesn't some of the NPCs mention other games you played? I could have sworn there was a thing like that, where there's some NPC that the holograms that talks about, they read your hard drive and they can actually talk about the thing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Imagine they'd be like, so you like big busted boobies?
Someone's been
the controller, my friend.
Oh no.
Deliver the package, motherfucker.
Oh snap.
Oh
man.
So with everything going on, what do you guys think? Are we good in gaming? You think in the next 5 years we'll still have new games coming out and everything won't be on fire and we'll be ever happy to go?
I'm gonna say this. My prediction is in the next 5 years, I think we mentioned this before, is that because of the way the industry is right now, as far as hardware, AI, there has to be some type of reset or renaissance going on. And I think it happens with the indies, because a lot of people who love video games said, I'm not doing that. I'll make my own and put it out there for people to play. And it doesn't require you to have the biggest PC or the biggest console. And then like it just runs, it plays, it has fun. Get games back to where they belong, in the hands of the players and having fun. I think that's what's going to be holding people down for the next 5 years. As far as the entire industry is concerned, I think they're still trying to tiptoe and dance around the software stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving that software, the hardware stuff, to get it in front of people. Because before all of this happened, Microsoft was in talks with AMD, right? So even if we were saying, damn it, like Xbox is out of here, like they can't even say quits themselves, because like we've committed to this. So they gotta wait. And PlayStation, I think they pushed up their pushed back their release for their system. So it's like they're tweeting around how they're gonna go around making these systems for people to get it out to them so these games can come out. So in the next 5 years, I don't think we're gonna have a big industry in the next 5 years. I think it's gonna be a lot of ups and downs. I expect more price hikes to happen, even though it's just wild, but I expect more price hikes to happen. And I think once these companies see that gamers are not buying these systems, they're not buying certain games, or they're not supporting people, because right now Sony put their foot in their mouth with the whole no disc thing. So it's like that's gonna be a thing, and it's gonna be a thing for a while. So I think gamers are starting to see a picture and say we need to fight back. Even though I think we kind of lost that with the whole digital stuff, to be honest with you. But I do believe that they're going to, in the next 5 years, indie games are going to be bigger than AAA games. That's my prediction, because of the fact that a lot of people aren't going to want to spend $80 to $100 on a video game when things are crazy in the market right now. You know, and I can't build my better system. I can't get the new PlayStation game. And from my understanding, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I just recently found out people are still playing PlayStation 4 over the PlayStation 5. So what does that tell people? So there's my take.
Right there. Right here on my table. PlayStation 4. My prediction for the next 5 years is going to be a little bit of a mixed bag, because I kind of agree with LeeBoy, but at the same time, you have those people out there that they don't follow the news. They don't follow what's going on. They don't follow the markets. They don't follow business. They don't follow shit. They just follow, the next NBA 2K is coming out. Oh, the next hockey is coming. The next football, the next whatever is coming out. Oh, it's a package deal. Mr. Eli BX Born. Did you see his video today? He released a video today, a reel today.
Yeah.
Okay. And now when I saw the video, I got mad because, one, it was a great video, Eli, by the way. Like it's very simple, but you came right to the conclusion where it was like, fuck. Eli BX Born, just everybody go follow him. He's good. Is the fact that he looked up the top games that were
pre-ordered on PlayStation.
Pre-ordered on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
GTA 6, I believe, was number 2.
What the hell was number 1?
The number 1 was the next NBA title.
Yeah, but it's
it's a bundle.
It's a bundle.
So not only that, but the bundle, right? The GTA one is $100.
Yep.
It's number 2. The bundle was $140.
I thought it was $239 or something like that.
Yeah, there's several other bundles underneath those two games. They're all $100 up. So it's like, if these people who just, don't get me wrong, who just the Call of Duty heads, they're just the NBA, the sports heads, whatever. I get it, I understand. But you're rebuying the same game, so that way they have to bundle stuff. Like, hey, if you buy this game, you're gonna get a mini figure of your favorite basketball player, or whatever.
And they're locking you out of features just so you can pay for the higher version of it. It's crazy.
Yes.
You know, you're just telling the game companies, go ahead, charge me everything you want.
Yeah, so the base game would be $60 or $70, but they're chopping up everything that the game is supposed to have to give you some extra corny features. Oh, $85 tier, and then you got the $100 tier. Oh, but hey, if you want the whatever, blah blah blah, it's $140. Now you can say the same thing, like just like with Halo as well. If they had a bundle with the Halo game, and I'm not saying the new one now, but I'm saying if they do it, they have the bundle with like the Master Chief helmet or Master Chief figurine or your favorite character figurine, and it's $150. They're gonna do that. But now what they're gonna do, and that's why, as I say, 5 years from now, the companies, the markets, they're already planning now the next generation of how to sucker everybody to buying the same shit. So they're already ahead of us. We're just seeing the market right now for how it is, and we're going to make predictions of how things going on right now. But the thing is, the people who are actually moving and making all the stuff to make the games, who are controlling we have this game in the works. Cool. When that game comes out in about 2 years, we're going to have it minimum $80 for the base game.
Yep.
$100 for this game plus specials. You could download the soundtrack. I can listen to the soundtrack on Spotify for free.
Yeah.
I'll find it. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna bundle a bunch of stuff, and then at one point they're gonna stop the bundling.
Yeah.
And the bundling is gonna be
$120.
$300, $400, $500 if you want a bundle. And the base game is gonna be, like he said, 100, 150, 160, 170. If everywhere's an Xbox, you don't need a console. You just use the main source of what people want. People don't want a new console. They want a banging game to play. They don't give a fuck what it's on.
Yeah.
In reality. Because think about it. If your favorite game of all time, no matter what it is, it could be on the shit station 45, but it plays like butter.
Right.
You're going to play it on the shit station 45 instead of the Xbox Helix or whatever the hell is going. So people got to be better with their fucking money. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So do I, because whatever.
Lee, you had a rebuttal real quick?
No, it wasn't a rebuttal or nothing like that. It was something I wanted to ask when he was talking about the because I didn't know that the NBA, they still out here getting greased up by 2K.
Yo, like Diddy on a Saturday night.
Jesus Christ.
They are getting oiled up. They are getting oiled up.
I'm leaving that shit in.
That's why I said it. You leave it in.
So
they're getting oiled up for a slip and slide. Good time, apparently. And they're gonna pay premium prices for the same shit that they got 3 years earlier. Like, come on now. If you go play NBA 2K24, NBA 2K22, 21, it's gonna be the same shit as NBA 2K26 or 27, 28, 29, 30.
Just a couple of names moved around. That's it.
Yeah,
so
maybe some new people and some old people retiring.
So with that being said, this would led to my question I want to ask real quick. Do we really consider these people to be gamers? Like, I feel like they're sports gamers in this sense of playing sports.
That might be the one game they buy.
Yeah, exactly. The one game they buy and the only game they actually play, and they're probably the only game they're really good at. Because real gamers, we I wouldn't say real gamers, but I'll just come and say it. I'm gonna say my mind. Speak my piece. I believe real gamers who play a variety of sorts of gaming or games, they see I'm not paying that price. I don't care. I'll catch that on a sale or like I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person may spend that $140 on that one NBA game. That might be the only game this person played for like the entire year. You may buy like maybe 2, 3. So for him, it's worth it to pay the 140, 150, whatever, because that's probably the only game he's going to be playing. He's going to burn that out for like the next 6 months. He'll probably play 1 or 2 games outside of that. Where me, you, and Mr. Rav here, we look at that 140 and go, yeah, I can squeeze
3 games right there for me.
Right here. If I catch a sale,
you catch on a Steam discount, you come out with 47 games.
Yeah, make off like a bandit.
But that's the thing though, right? It's like, again, going back to Eli's video, it's the number one the pre-ordered game. Crazy. It beat GTA 6.
Yeah, but then
it's right next to GTA 6 on the list.
Those people can't complain about price hikes, can't complain about people being laid off. They're not in the know of what's going on in the industry. They don't care about that. They just want to play their game.
And Mr. Rav, can I piggyback on that real quick? And that shouldn't be the standard companies look at neither. To sit there and say, hey, whoa, look at the sports game. They're paying $150 for it. Not everybody's doing that. We're not doing GTA is understandable. I could definitely understand GTA. 2K? 2K?
Nah. That's the whole thing. That could be the whole argument for everything. It's like they're not looking at it's a sports game.
Right.
They're looking at, hey, this is the property that we own, the intellectual property that we own that is selling the most, and we could get the most, we could squeeze the most pennies out of it. They don't give a shit if it's GTA 6, if it's a basketball game, if it's Kiln 2, Make a Spoon, the sequel, whatever the hell it is.
I like the name, Kill 2, Make a Spoon.
Whatever the hell the game is they just know they're gonna sell it, and if it's gonna make the most money, they're gonna push that bitch until it stops making money, and then they're gonna get the next cash cow to move forward. So I mean, that's all what business is like, hey, we could sell a bunch of little stuff, but those main products right over there, we have to sell the accessories for that shit. So guess what? With this game, because GTA 6, I know it already has 3 different tiers, right? Something like that.
I think it's only 2.
It's only 2 for GTA. It's the
$2?
$80 package, and which you get the regular
100
base
one, right?
game, and then the 100 one that unlocks the accessories, the cars, and shops.
Yeah, like that right there. When I saw that shit, I was like, come on. Like, can you unlock this while you grind in the game? And they say technically you can, but you're gonna have to like lay like a lot to get certain things set up. But anyway, it's just that's what the future of gaming is. It's all capitalist. It's all business. It's all what's gonna make the most money. And your average person, your average casual gamer, which goes hard on Call of Duty and 2K and Madden, and that's it. And then maybe from time to time they get into like a Street Fighter or a Mortal Kombat or maybe an action game for whatever from time to time.
Some other multiplayer.
Yeah, they're not gonna be too crazy about whatever because they probably spend $150 to $200 on their budget for the year anyway, like you said.
Yeah.
To us, that we like puzzle games, we like shooting games, we like some sports games, some racing games, some adventure games, some side scrollers, some 2D.5, some this, that, and other RPG, ARPG, whatever, that we play all this other shit. We're the ones paying for that shit.
Right.
So, I mean, also other shit in the world is more important, like groceries, bills, rent. Shit
Yeah,
like
right now, especially.
Yeah, especially right now, and it's gonna get worse. It's just coming. So it's gonna be it's gonna be bad to the point where it's like everybody start building your backlog and it's
I think that's what's going to get everybody. That's what's going to get everybody through. I believe, and like he said, in 5 years, yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the indies and the games you ain't play in a hot minute. Like, I'm gonna pick that up, especially when everybody's making these games for these astronomical budgets and they trash. Like, you spent this dude. Like, remember that part when he said Tony Stark built this in a cave with scraps. You know what I'm saying? like, and he's making all of this money, because you done spent all of this money trying to put billions behind a game, and then you microtransit to death, right? You charging $80 to $100 for it, and the game is just complete utter trash. It's not even fun. So you're just putting it out there to try to make money, and it's ridiculous.
Suicide Squad kill the Justice League.
My whole opinion on the whole thing is gonna get a little bit dark, but I think we're gonna hit.
Oh, hold up.
Mr. Red Light? No.
Let me adjust my seat.
We're gonna get back into the gaming drought, what do they call this? Crash that we had back in the 80s.
Game apocalypse.
We're gonna have ET, but it's gonna be Skyrim in the landfills. Okay, it's gonna be fucking terrible. Where game companies can't afford to make these games because technology is going up and things like that. Yes, Microsoft has all the money in the fucking world, so they can make these games for a little while. But you think in 5 years, if they're trying to, right now, they announced today or something like that, that they want to have their numbers going up by next year. There's no fucking way that's happening. There is no way that that's happening unless they've got all the tricks and everything up their sleeve coming out within this year, including Skyrim, including Fallout, including the best Call of Duty ever made. That's the only way they're going to make money in the next year. Within the next 5 years, you might get a couple of those games coming out if those studios are able to stay open. Companies, the technology has gone up so much that a lot of these companies are going to struggle, especially the independent companies that we love playing their games, are going to struggle to continue to making games. We might get a couple of good games here and there. We're still going to keep getting good games, just not as many over the next 5 years, because if the technology keeps going up, they're not going to be able to make games. And that's where it gets scary. You know what I mean? I think, capitalism is going to be what it is. These companies are going to try and make money and charge all the money in the world. But if they can't make the damn thing that we want to buy, there's nothing that we can do about that. There's nothing they can do about that. And I think that puts us in a situation that in the next 5 years, we're either going to be starting to come out of the drought, or really just sunk in and just not gaming at all. You know what I mean? I think, I think gaming might still exist to some extent, but it's not going to be the same way we see it now, where there's 1,000 game companies putting out games every year. You know what I mean? Think about Steam. How many games get put out every year? I forgot. I think it was like 50,000 or 40,000 games were put out in 1 year this past year. And some of those indie companies are not going to be able to do that. Think about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I was going to say the indies, with technology advancing the way it's going, and the fact that people could literally hum and go and make an album out of that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be people that's going and make a game. People are learning at a fast rate right now when it comes to art and using AI and things of that nature. So I think, I
don't think they're learning.
No. Well, I know a couple
using the tools.
Yeah, so I'm saying, it is a learning process in a sense, because you still gotta put in some of the things to like coding and stuff like that. Especially if somebody who already has not technology, but already has the advanced know-how on how the coding works, cope that with AI, and cope that with these new kits that makes it faster and easier to make games. a lot of people who are in the industry already, or people that don't know nothing about the industry, are going to be making games faster. That's why I said the indies is going to be the place. It's going to be, the spotlight is going to be mostly on the indie companies more than the AAA games, because the biggest thing ever is the fact that games have to be fun. Pixelated games, I never thought I'd play a game that looks like it came from the NES era, bro. But there's certain games out there that look like that are super fun, and you sit to go, wow, this is great. And you didn't have to. They didn't have to break the bank. They didn't have to go crazy on an oversized budget. They got a small team, and they wound up making enough money to sit there and coast. Quick example: Megabunk. One guy made that. Got it nominated for games in the what is it? In the what's that? The Game Awards.
Right.
He took himself off because he's like, I'm not X, Y, and Z, but he started and made his own game, and that game made millions of dollars for this cat. So it's like it can be done. So I see the future of gaming, like just to piggyback off Mr. Rav, that maybe these bigger companies, they're gonna be trying to. We're gonna make the best looking game. We want to make sure we can see the blood dribble down their face and the sweat beam up. No one cares about any of that.
No, I agree.
It's not fun.
I'm not necessarily talking about AI games. AI games are probably going to exist, and they're probably going to have.
I'm not talking about AI games.
No, I understand. What I'm saying is like game creators that are making these games are going to be forced, kind of like the Iron Man reference that you made earlier. They're forced to make games out of nothing. They're going to be forced to make things out of different things that normally wouldn't be done. They're put in a situation where those things have to be done. But how many of them are going to succeed? How many of them are going to continue to make games over the next 5 years that we are going to be the way it was, 2017 or something like that, where we were at the height of gaming and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Think about that.
If it's fun, Mr. Rav, if it's fun, people are gonna flock to it. Isn't Hollow Knight an independent studio?
Yes, sir.
That started and did it. If it's fun, people will flock to it. It's just like how if someone makes music, for example, if it's good music, no matter where it come from, if it's good, people are going to flock to it. If it's a good game, people are going to get to it. And I think that's the thing. What separates the indies from the corporates, their passion is in the money, where indies, their passion is the fun. Right. And that's the difference right there. I think, and that's what's going to drive a lot of people that's going to play these indie games. And for example, another one, Clay Obscure, Expedition 33. Right. You know what I'm saying? They had a passion project for that. Baldur's Gate was a passion project for Larian, and it catapulted them. And when you put the gamers first, because you're going to get that money. If word of mouth spread and it's a great game, people are going to flock to it. My worry
is the technology, the chips, the RAM, the hard drives, the this, the that, everything that's going up. Is my worry is those companies, those people creating these games not being able to afford it because it's going to be so out of our grasp. You understand? That's my worry about it. It's not that it's impossible. These people, there are people who can afford it. Obviously, there will always be people who can make these games and all that stuff. But between that, the price being driven so high, the AI insurgents, like all of these things hitting at the same time kind of makes it scary on whether or not it will be as good as it ever was.
I got to ask the question though. I have to ask this. If us three were to make a game, right, and they're pushing technology, why would we make a game on technology that people won't have access to? Like, we understand that it's hard out there for them to gain access to these things. Why would we say, you know what? We should sit here and make our latest game on the latest technology that no one has access to.
Right.
That you're shooting yourself in. You pretty much handicapping yourself at that point. If everybody's right here in a standstill, I would say, hey, everybody right now is in the PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever X, Y, and Z era. We're gonna stay here for a little bit and continue to make games here, and we'll wait till this shit blows over, and then we'll worry about the future. Right. They're trying to put they're trying to put the wagon before the horse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In that sense.
Right.
I think we're fucked.
And with that, we're gonna end this episode. Thank you guys. It was a good episode.
Thank you so much for watching us here on MegaBit
Leave
Misfits.
in the comment section what you think.
Yes.
How do you see gaming in the next 5 years? Who do you agree with? Who do you think was right? What is your own personal opinion on it? Leave it in the comment section. Like, subscribe to the MegaBit Misfits.
Everybody have a good night. Peace.
Play the games you enjoy.
That's what I thought.
Damn
doing,
it.
you know what I'm
Jesus
saying? Like,
Christ.
it's sweet.
Play the games you can afford.
Play the games you can afford.
That's a new shirt. That's a new shirt. Play the games that, whether you like it or whether you hate it, play the games that you
can't afford.
that you love, right? And you scratch it out and put a Ford, right? Like,
Have a good night, guys.
have a good night.
Yeah, my crawny son of a Nintendo.